All right, everybody, welcome back to Beans No Ball. Quite the late video we're getting out tonight, but got guess you could say a pretty busy day in news. So, Christian, get us started with a big contract going to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, so earlier this morning, Travis Kelce he did get a 2-year extension to his deal, which just makes him the highest paid tight end. It was 34.25 million, 17 of it's going to be guaranteed the third leg of 2025. So without a doubt, this is a pretty good deal for Travis Kelce. To be honest, looking at his age, like he's 34 right now. Looking at the numbers, what was it, like 37, 38 by the time the whole thing's going to end or something?
He'll
Something
be
like that.
38 by the time the deal's done, yeah.
Yeah, so look, we already said that, after the Super Bowl, Travis was already considered maybe retirement, but obviously that was already debunked. So I would still expect him to probably play till after 38 with the Chiefs. Who knows about that? But without a doubt, this is a pretty good contract for Travis Kelce.
Look, in all honesty, the way I look at it right here, I can't say I like the deal if I'm being honest, because sure, Travis Kelce, I love the guy. He's one of my favorite tight ends looking at it in recent years, but sure, he did pick up his pace a little bit towards the playoffs, but he does look like he has those signs of slowing down. And you pay those aging players, it gets really hard in these situations. I don't think this contract's really gonna age well.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Now that you really, we saw how the thing early in the season he wasn't really doing that well, but there's always room for a bounce back.
Look,
and,
more
Travis
power
Kelce's
to
the guy
him.
do
Look,
that.
if
Exactly.
that's the thing too. He would be the guy to be able to wake it up. And look, I wish all the best for him. Obviously, we'll see how much we wish the best to if we really expect the Chiefs to keep winning Super Bowls more and more. But keeping with the Kelce's, his brother Jason obviously just recently retired. Legendary from the Eagles. Christian, even you had to put your sour taste aside for the moment for Jason Kelce, and he's staying in football. He's going to be going into ESPN on the Monday Night Football crew. He's going to be a part of the pregame crew. Definitely going to be something nice to see. We got a little glimpse of that. I believe, don't remember exactly which Thursday night game it was, but he did. I believe it was one of Travis's games. He joined the Thursday night pregame crew. Definitely has some good cohesion. Definitely does look like a pregame show, just a talk show type of guy. So pretty excited to see what he gets to do on ESPN.
He already has the podcast, The New Heights with Travis Kelce. Both of them, they already put on a show, funny content, and actually get into football here. He's gonna fit it right in with the ESPN.
He's one of us.
He's literally us realistically here. But he's gonna be one of the better guys in the ESPN group. I'm really gonna be really excited to see him in the pregame. And more news, some Cowboys and former Cowboy news. Starting off with probably the bigger one here. The Cowboys decided to re-sign Ezekiel Elliott back after his 1-year tenure with the New England Patriots. This was kind of already starting to build up here. I think it was even before the draft. They were going to meet with Zeke, right? They were going to have a meeting with them, a convo, and it went well. And then right after the draft, a couple of days later, which is today, we're signing to a 1-year deal, $3 million, two of the million is guaranteed. Honestly, look, I love Zeke. I have a special place for Zeke in my heart, but he's just slowed down, man. For the first couple years in Dallas, we ran him to the ground. He just doesn't have the juice that he used to be. Like I said, there's always room for a comeback there.
Yeah, that's the thing. We'll see if our resurgence is to come. I love Zeke. Definitely always up for a resurgence of a career. What was he really gonna have in that Patriots offense? Let's also just think about that.
Yeah.
And look, he's kind of back to that, I guess, maybe being that focal point, because you guys didn't really pick up anyone else. Sure, I know you say Dowdle could probably be in for a bigger role, and Royce Freeman, I was pretty high on him, obviously a former Ram. We'll see what role he has in Dallas. I would expect Zeke to be that, and at the very least, he's going to be that main veteran presence. So we'll see what he ends up doing. Probably gonna be a rough run game for the most part in Dallas. We'll see. We saw the reports that say very much expected to still go for a running back in the draft, even though you're going for Zeke.
Yeah,
that didn't end up happening. I know you were high on a couple guys, but
it's gonna come to bite us in the season unless we do end up signing a vet. There's a lot of free agents in mind from a couple teams here. I can't really get the names, but there's a lot of free agent running backs currently on the market right now. Jerry, look, he can say whatever he wants.
Consequences of being cheap with Derrick Henry.
Exactly. Like, I mean, when I saw what he offered him, I just kind of like let all the hope go.
Well, the
But like
consequences of being cheap with everyone, because it was him, it was Mixon,
I mean Zach Moss too.
yeah, those definitely good.
Zach Moss was the biggest one that, yeah, it was a good deal. But I mean, look, stuff happens with that, and look, I would rather expect Zeke to kind of be our short yardage back, because that's the thing.
Which that kind of was
last season. Yeah,
which
that was his
2 years ago. That was kind of, well, that's where Dallas's run game really started succeeding. That was the power back in Zeke, the big yardage, the explosiveness of Pollard. Yeah, so I mean, like, maybe if that's in store with Dowdle and Zeke, maybe we'll see another version of that. But that's to be seen. And finally, moving on with that, Christian, I guess another way, a little bit of Cowboys news. Michael Gallup, obviously former Cowboys receiver, he's finally found a new home, and this one's gonna hurt you like hell. He's going to the Raiders. Now, it surprises me in all honesty. I mean, sure, they don't really have the greatest wide receiver core, but I mean, I don't see this as a great spot for him to land, in all honesty. I don't know what role he's really gonna have, but I mean, hey, he stays in the league. That's the important thing here. I mean, I expect him to be pretty solid, and I know you're really pushing you're pushing the Michael Gallup revenge tour narrative.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna fight for that receiver 3 spot. I still don't see him at the receiver 2, especially for the last 2 years. I mean, I've said it before. Look, everyone recovers from ACL injuries differently. Takes what 2-3 years, it depends here. Hopefully he is back to 100%. I love Gallup. He was a big guy threat. He was an underrated. He was overshadowed because of Cooper's presence, and now he's kind of well known in the league, an underrated receiver. I can really make the argument for that. I'm honestly really pushing for Michael Gallup to hopefully have a good season for the Raiders. Sure, he may not look like the best candidate with the whole ACL and thing, but it is definitely a good step in the right direction for the receiving core for the Raiders there. But it's really all going to depend on what his ACL is going to determine.
The only thing to think about here is, I mean, I guess if we're thinking specifically receivers, I do believe they did release Hunter Renfrow, so I guess that kind of does pave the way for him to be taking that wide receiver 3 spot. But also the addition of Brock Bowers, how much of the ball is he really going to be getting? So, hey, wish all the best to Michael Gallup. I know you're definitely going to be pulling for him all season. And that's going to wrap it up for us here. Just well, obviously, of course, Christian, we extended the Cowboys section once again. This was supposed to be a Travis Kelce. It turned into a Cowboys video. But, of course, that wraps us up. We'll see what other news ends up coming. As we said, still waiting on the big ticket item, the schedule release. We'll get that one for you. And hope you guys liked the video. Hope you like and subscribe. And we'll see you guys back here real soon.